COVID care kits.
At the start of the pandemic, we lost access to our administrative space and all of our programming space within the Hamilton Road neighborhood. And we knew that we had to maintain emergency food services to people who would immediately need our support, but we weren't able to do that from within the neighborhood itself. And my first call was to Glen Carin Community Resource Centre because they've been wonderful partners in the past, and I asked if we could use their warehouse to pack and distribute food. That first week, we were able to pack 45 care packages, and we saw very quickly that word was spreading within the community.
So COVID Care Kits is a partnership between Crouch Neighbourhood Resource Centre, Glen Carin Community Resource Centre and YFC of London. Our collaboration was response to immediate concerns about the food security for low-income and immunocompromised residents in the early stages of pandemic.
So with the pandemic and the lockdowns, we saw that youth were disconnected from their access to resources, and food was one of those. A lot of the youth were actually displaced into different motels and therefore disconnected from their sources of services. So we began a hot meal program and began delivering those to youth and then other families that identified a need in the city. And that's when Jennifer actually walked across the parking lot, when she saw us doing that, and they were doing food boxes at the resource center. And we looked at how could we use our facility, which had 18,000 square feet.
I would say that if there is one silver lining in COVID, it would be that it made everybody think differently about how we can work together. This project effectively melded together three organizations. Everyone was so goal-oriented that we knew we had to make it work.
This project taught me that effective collaboration is the key to making a big change. So we can all make a small change as individuals or through our work, but when we work together, we can have sometimes an unimaginable impact.
So in looking at the collaboration, where we realized we were making a significant impact is when we started considering all those that were involved. It was more than just Glen Carin, YFC London, and Crouch. It was actually all of the businesses, or over 70 businesses were supporting, providing finances and resources and supplies. And then we had over 300 volunteers that were putting these boxes together, delivering these meals throughout the city of London. And then over 1,000 individuals that were actually being served on a daily basis. So when looking at the impact that collaboration had made, I think that was when we realized, wow, this is bigger than all of us. This is something that is making a difference when we actually just come together around a specific need, being good neighbors to each other and servicing those needs.
This was a good example of collaboration where we went beyond sharing the information and coordinating the activities. We took it further and we shared the resources.
One of the specific areas that hit is I received a phone call from a woman that was referred to us through CMHA, and she expressed her need. She had just finished unplugging the refrigerator because they had taken all the food, limited food they had out, and their cupboards were bare. Her husband had left them and they were without resources. And on the phone she said, this is the first time I've ever been in this space. I've never needed food, I've never needed basic needs, and I don't know where to turn. So at that point, we already were running with our community partners, and we were able to fill up basically the back of a pickup truck and stock their house and get them ready with all the basic need supplies, the hygiene supplies that they needed for the 3 daughters that she had, and just give them that sense that you're not alone. Your neighbors see you and you've got family.